Season 1, Race 4 of my F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. We are here at the Baku City Circuit, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, easy for me to say, and we qualified P9 with a fresh power unit in the car as well. I was curious to see how qualifying was going to go, given how well we usually do at this track. And given that we're still far down the order pace-wise compared to everyone else, you know, it's going to be... I think this race is going to be a little more challenging than maybe previous Azerbaijan Grand Prix. My teammate qualified at last. And there is rain in the forecast for the race, but I'll show you that in a moment. First of all, championship standings, Max Verstappen leads ahead of Lewis Hamilton by 5. Valtteri Bottas by 17. Bottas on pole. And interesting is that in the constructor standings, it's very close. Basically, I mean, we are only 3 races in, but it's very close. Basically, between 5th through 9th, Rockstar Energy Racing, my team, of course. Aston Martin, Alpine, Alfa Romeo, and AlphaTauri. So basically, it's just me and all the A teams. A teams, as in starting with an A, are very close. And yeah, it should be very interesting to see how all of that plays out.
Right. I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
Yeah, I would say so. In the top 10, of course, tires won't matter because, as you can see, it's going to be raining. But it will finish in the dry, so it should be interesting to see when that transition occurs. We set our rival. It is Kimi Räikkönen. Should be an easy one to beat right out of the gate. And I noticed something interesting with, and also you can see some of the more recent upgrades I purchased to the car that will be coming in during the month of June. Well, it's interesting because it seems like everyone's upgrading a lot faster than I would have anticipated, which is interesting because I have on the settings, which I can go to right here. As you can see, resource rate for the player and cash rate for the player is reduced, but for the AI, it is also reduced. So, not sure what's going on there, but we will go forward. Maybe it's just the fact that we just haven't upgraded the facilities to reduce the failures, and that's leading to the upgrades coming less quickly, which is, you know, or which reflecting against the other teams isn't good, but yeah. Let's go back. And yeah, I got nothing much else to add, so we'll see how we can do in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, starting from P9.
A warm welcome to all of you watching at home to today's Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and a race that in its short history has already proven no stranger to drama. A fourth row start is just about as likely to give you a podium as a pole position would. And remember, in 2017 and 2018, both Lance Stroll and then Sergio Perez took surprise podiums here. It's 3.7 miles around a lap of Baku City Circuit then, with 7 rights and 13 lefts, giving us a total of 20 corners. Watch out for the safety car today. Incidents are already common on this circuit, and the wet conditions will only make things worse, particularly through the incredibly narrow turn 8. Not one of the easiest days to go racing. It's damp, it's slippery, there's dark clouds as far as the eye can see. The rain is here then, and that's going to take away a lot of the grip, Anthony Davidson, and make turn 1 very interesting indeed.
Yeah, it's these kind of conditions where you can go in with one of two mindsets. You either see it as an opportunity, or you're worried that all of your hard work's about to be undone. We've been stuck in these conditions now for a few hours, more or less this kind of intensity, so we don't seem to have too much standing water, so we're not likely to be starting behind a safety car. And like you say, Crofty, the charge down into turn 1 will be quite interesting. I think we're in for a cracking Grand Prix.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, Lando Norris and Leclerc, Ricciardo, Sainz, the owner driver and Pierre Gasly, Vettel, Tsunoda, Lance Stroll and Ocon, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher and George Russell, Mazepin, Latifi, Joe and Fernando Alonso rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Huh, I must have missed that. Alonso apparently had a penalty. Well, didn't say a penalty, but he didn't qualify last, I thought, unless I totally missed it. Maybe he had an issue that I wasn't aware of. Yeah, so I think everyone's on intermediates, so we should be ready to go.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can. The drivers we're fighting here are Sainz and Gasly. Rain is imminent, rain is imminent. Be careful out there. You're doing well out there, keep it up. We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes. Inters seem like the fastest tyre for now.
I wouldn't say the rain was imminent. It's here, Jeff. It's literally been raining for a while now. Well, at least I'll say that definitely an easier time than we had in Monaco. Of course, sort of messed up with the rain, and the forecast sort of tricked me. No, it didn't trick me. I sort of read into the forecast quite too literally and forgot that an element from the previous game, I guess maybe the last couple of games, especially the last one, is that the forecast predictor, it's not like I forget, it's, how do I say this? This car is acting very weird. I think the gearbox is okay. Maybe it's just the limiter, but the weather usually comes, a little earlier than it predicts on the predictor. So I sort of let the actual, what it said, dictate what I was going to do a little too much. But yeah, so we're coming up to the grid. Again, I expect a very slow getaway, and then we'll figure it out from there. Should be an easy points finish, but you never know what can happen in Baku, and you never know what can happen in the rain. So it should be interesting to see as well if Hamilton can get by Bottas on the start, or if the Red Bulls can do anything.
The rest of the grid is forming up.
Norris
Be patient
was
and watch for the
very
lights.
quick in practice, so he could be certainly a threat in this one. But yeah, the grid is pretty much all lined up here. So we're just waiting for the 5 red lights for the Baku Grand Prix, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We're underway. And that one is as poorly as I would have predicted. Or it went about as poorly as I could have thought it would. Or, you know what I mean. And I'm hitting Gasly. Why am I hitting Gasly? Outside move. That works out for us. That one not as well. So let's see here. Make a great move on the outside. Trying to get by the Ferraris. And then I was a little too ambitious trying to get by the McLarens. Let's go from here. Oh, maybe I wasn't. But then they blow right by me. Ricardo got by Norris, and Sainz looking to make a move. And so here's the thing. I have the space. I don't know why they're fighting me on this. I have the space. They left the space there for me to make the move. Oh, Sainz looking the inside. Got to cut him off. I can make that pass clean. I know I can. That's better. Meanwhile, Verstappen has gotten past Lewis Hamilton as Bottas is starting to skate away with the lead here. But we've caught up to the back of Perez, Hamilton, and Verstappen. You know, I did a wet weather race just exhibition-wise, sort of just, not exhibition, but you know, just a one-off. I forget where I did it. I'm trying to remember, was it France? Was it Canada? I think it might have been Canada. I don't remember. But the bottom line is that my pace... I realized that in that race that my pace in the wet weather... Actually, I think it was Canada, now that I think about it. My pace... My wet weather pace as I hit the wall in the Casa section. And I completely blow that turn. I'm just shooting off into the wall at that point. My pace in the wet weather, what I'm trying to say here, was very good. At least in Canada. So I don't know if this is just me showing off my wet weather pace, or I just got really lucky with overtaking some people on the first lap. And I just didn't turn. Oh, this is going to be a long way to get to the finish at this rate. And I make the turn and it just goes straight. even with braking before it says I'm supposed to brake. Just have to carry a little less speed. Yeah, gonna have to lift off there, I guess. Not... Can't take that at full speed in these conditions. And Lando North closing in on us. Should be able to get him back going into turn 1. Set back behind him, get in the slipstream. No DRS, but we can still make a move. Oh, I turned in like... The move was good, I just turned in way too early. That's more like it.
Good. Good job. Nice overtake.
1 second. Sorry about that, I had to take care of my dog for a moment. She wanted to go up on my brother's bed, and we have a set of like these foam dog stairs that basically help her get up on couches or beds that are too high for her to just leap on. So back to the action. Lando Norris looking to make a move. Just want to close him off. That turn 7 in the wet conditions is not good. Oh boy. Good lord. This is replays galore. Or rewinds galore.
There's been an incident on track resulting in loose debris.
Come on. At least there's no need to worry about DRS in this one. Or at least until the dry weather comes. Took that complex there much better the second time around. Actually managed to purple sector 1 that lap, or this lap. Oh my god.
Let me know you're okay.
That was terrible. Oh my god. Blocked the whole castle section. Now, Perez has actually managed to fall off a little bit from Hamilton Verstappen. I'm not sure if Hamilton and Verstappen are able to catch Bottas right now, or if that gap is steady. I don't really know.
10 minutes left of this rain, then we think it's going to dry up. 10 minutes.
Norris right behind me, we got ERS. Hold off Norris there very briefly. Block him as much as I can. Here comes Ricciardo with a
car in front
head of
is
steam.
2.2 seconds.
And now the McLarens are going side by side, which should help me. I mean, no DRS of course, but them fighting for position is going to enable me to get away a little bit. They're still going at it. I think Ricciardo might have won it out as I skirt the wall because I'm not paying attention. Yeah, it looks like Ricciardo's going to win out, which, you know, feels like this season Ricciardo has really been not schooling Norris necessarily, but he's been getting the better of him, which is obviously a lot different than real life. That's not the case. Not been the case at all. Yeah, I have to brake early and turn in early for that corner in order to make it. Hit the wall. You could see the sun shining through, at least in that sector, so... The rain is ending at some point. Again, you see in this part of the track, the sky's getting a lot brighter. There's sun starting to shine through. So this rain will not be here for much longer. So I forget to just totally don't realize or completely forget that there's water on the track, and it's supposed to break earlier to make certain turns, like that one.
Okay, gap ahead is 3.1 seconds.
Well, I haven't done a mid-session save yet, so I'll do that now. I also want to check and see where my teammate is situated. Is he in last place? He's up to 19th from starting 21st. He passed both Williams and the Haas of Mazepin, so that's good. Baby steps for Guan Yu. Baby steps. So I somehow managed to hit the wall going straight. Now, when the rain stops, and when the track starts to dry out, is really going to determine the tire choice for when we eventually switch to dries. Because the later this race goes, or the later the rain goes in this race, I'm going to be more apt to go for soft tires. But if it ends earlier than I would have been expecting,
2.9 seconds.
Then that sort of changes the whole thought process about it. Maybe in that case, medium tires might be the tire to go with. So you just can't turn. You can't turn. Keep forgetting, again, that's a wet racetrack.
Gap to teammate behind is 27.5 seconds. You have P5, P5. Perez is ahead of you. The gap to the car ahead is 2.9 seconds. They're on old inters. Ricardo behind. The gap to the car behind is 1.2 seconds. They're on old inters. Okay, gap to leader, 9.1 seconds. 6 laps until your pit window is open. You have 20 laps till the end. We expect the grip levels to start falling away soon. We don't think it's going to stay dry for much longer. The rain could come at any moment. Watch out, this rain should be ending shortly. Be ready for the grip to come back, but don't overheat the tyres. Inters look like the best tyre for now. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Okay, copy that. Okay, looks like some of those puddles are clearing. We're still on the right time for the time being, but we're not a million miles away from slick conditions.
I just looked on the track map, and I noticed that we have been able, myself, I was afraid that I was going to start a train at some point once the McLarens got caught up to me. But really, we as a group have actually managed to break away.
Running on a dry track soon, back to dry shortly.
We as a group have actually managed to break away a little bit from the two Ferraris and the Aston Martin of Sebastian Vettel, as I made a big aggressive defensive move on Ricardo. I don't think we made contact. No contact made, just a very aggressive defense that worked out.
We're not certain which is the best tyre right now, dries or inters. The car ahead is beginning to pull away.
No doubt, he's a Red Bull. I don't know what you were
Okay, some
expecting.
information on Bottas. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Uh-oh. Problems for the race leader, Valtteri Bottas? That could change the entire complexion of this race. Bottas started on pole, and he was comfortably in the lead. Well, not comfortably, he's a couple seconds ahead of Max Verstappen. But now, that could be under threat from Verstappen and Hamilton. We're chasing him from behind unless Mercedes can fix whatever problem is going on with his car.
A new strategy is available on the MFD. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Understood, copy that. Gap to car in front is 3.4 seconds.
DRS has been enabled, but the track is still wet. Normally, DRS being enabled is a signal that it's time to change tires, but the track still looks pretty wet to me. I don't know. Guess we'll see what the leaders do in front of us. Yeah, this track is still very much wet. And yet we got people coming into the pits. Presumably for dries? Yeah, they're putting on freaking dry tires. Well, I guess that changes our strategy then, if everyone's pitting.
Right, come in at the end of this lap. Affirmative, medium tyres at the next stop.
So, honestly not sure about this move, but they say the track's dry, then the track's freaking dry, so... Oh, the McLarens are double stacking, as are the Red Bulls. That's not going to turn out well for Lando Norris, I can promise you that. And Ricciardo got held up by the Ferraris coming in, I think.
Go, go, go.
So we'll beat him out of the pits pretty easily.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
So wait, where's Hamilton? And all that. Did Hamilton not stop? Oh yeah, Hamilton stayed out. So it's going to be Bottas and Verstappen, and then myself and Ricciardo. So Ferrari's double stack. 1 second. Sorry about that. Had a call from my brother, but we're here now. So I'm just trying to assess everything that's happened here in this race, just in the last lap or so. So, to recap, Hamilton stayed out on intermediate tires. Everyone else dived into the pits, even though the track is clearly still wet. Bottas, Verstappen, then I'm going to come out in third once Hamilton, if Hamilton presumably pits on the next lap. Then Ricciardo's going to be behind me. Then it's going to be Perez. Now everyone's double stacking, which is new. Because last year, F1 2020, and I guess in previous games when this is something like this has happened, where it goes from wet to dry, you've had situations where a teammate gets left out, and they get left out because one teammate's coming in. You don't really see a lot of double stacks. Well, everyone's double stacking here. You got the Ferraris double stacking. You have the Aston Martins double stacking, and you have the McLaren double stacking, and he's going to lose. Norris is going to lose a boatload of time because he's stuck behind Lance Stroll, who's waiting for Sebastian Vettel to leave his pit. So where's Vettel? There he is. He's going to gain a lot of spots. There's Sonoda. There's Gasly. Gasly's just coming into the pits with Raikkonen. My teammate's about to come in too. Which my teammate should be fine because he's got. I've already left the pits.
1U is coming in for his stop.
And Ricciardo looking to make a move on the outside. Track's still very greasy at this stage. Should be very interesting to see where Hamilton comes out. Yeah, I was very surprised by that call. I did not think it was even close to the track being fully dry yet. Oh, geez, Ricciardo.
Okay, clear. We've been informed of an incident which has resulted in lots of loose debris on the track. The safety car is being deployed.
Safety car is out for that contact with Ricciardo. I was surprised that Ricciardo was making that move, and I just cut him off, and yeah. That's his race over. Unfortunately. Not sure where Hamilton is right now. Where is he? Very curious to see where Hamilton comes out now. Let's see the timing of that safety car. He's going to come out in third. Yeah, Hamilton will be third. I didn't realize we were actually in front of Sergio Perez. But yeah, we are. So we are within a shout at a podium here. Or within a shot of a podium. I have no idea if Bottas's mechanical issues have been resolved. So I don't know how fast or slow he's going to end up being. Actually, let's see who else is making pit stops here, because there were people who stayed out on track. So, fortunately, that safety car was on me. Not intending to wreck Ricardo. I was legitimately surprised that he made a move like that at that part of the track. Was not expecting him to dive down that deep into this little kink right here. Or back there, one of the two kinks. Going around the castle area. Or the old city. I believe this is our first safety car of the career mode. So it should be interesting to see how it shapes things out, because it occurred right as everyone, again, was switching for what's the dries, so... Interesting circumstances for sure. And I presume next time by we will go back racing. Everyone will have caught up to the back of the pack by that point.
They're in 12th. The gap is 9.9 seconds. The time last lap was a 1:50.5. We're leading our teammate by 20.2 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 18th. The time last lap was a 1:52.9.
So let's just take a quick account of who was where at this point. So everyone pretty much switched to mediums, no surprise. Valtteri Bottas still leads the Grand Prix. Max Verstappen is in second. Lewis Hamilton's third. I'm in fourth. Perez is in fifth. Carlos Sainz sixth. Vettel is seventh. Lando Norris is eighth. Yuki Tsunoda is ninth, and Leclerc is 10th. Stroll is 11th. My rival Kimi Räikkönen actually has gotten up to P12. Esteban Ocon 13, Mick Schumacher doing a great job at P14 in that Haas. Alfa Romeo of Giovinazzi 15th, Russell is 16th, Alonso 17th, my teammate Guan Yu Zhou is 18th, Gasly is all the way down back in P19. Latifi is 20th, Mazepin's 21st, and Ricciardo's out of the race in 22nd. So an interesting mix-up of cars towards the latter half of the field, with Schumacher doing so well in 14th, and Raikkonen being up in P12. Shouldn't have any fuel issues till the end of the rest of the race, that's for sure. Closing in on 3 laps of fuel extra in the tank. Actually, I want to check something really quickly before I resume the race. Just want to check something here. So actually wanted to check my Twitch to make sure that this is actually recording the race. It is. Okay, so we're good. Safety cars in this lap.
Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there is no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
There we go, back racing! Move on Hamilton!
Green flag.
For position! Ooh, I mean, he just pushed wide, and Sergio Perez is gonna move up into P4 for the moment. Oh, he's gonna just slam right in there. Yeah, bold move, that's for sure. A little contact there with Hamilton. A little too much contact with the wall there. So we are up in the podium. We are in P3. And again, I turned it way too early for that corner, which is very uncharacteristic of me. As I was saying, I still do not know if Bottas has that issue or if Mercedes has been able to fix it. Either way, Verstappen is right up on his gearbox right now, challenging for the race lead. Meanwhile, Hamilton has dropped from 3rd to 5th. I'm also curious to see what the strategy has in store, because theory, I think we could take these tires till the end of the race. The pit window is lap 18 to lap 25, and of course this race is only 26 laps. I don't know if the plan is for everyone to go to the end, or if everyone's going to have to make another pit stop, be forced to make another pit stop, I don't know. And there goes Verstappen, he's challenging Bottas for the race lead. As Sergio Perez looks to make a move, but now here comes Hamilton looking to make a move as well. Hamilton switches back, and Bottas actually defended from Verstappen. As now Perez and Hamilton go side by side, and Hamilton gets back fourth from Sergio Perez. This is very exciting stuff right now. The fact that Bottas was able to defend must mean that must have fixed whatever issues they had with his car. But again, I've always tended to do very well at Baku for whatever reason. This dates all the way back to F1 2016. When I won a race in a Haas in my first season of career mode. So, this is not unprecedented by any stretch. Perez on Hamilton again, as Verstappen still can't get by Bottas. And DRS has now been enabled after the safety car restart. Verstappen's going to have a big edge on Bottas. Can he get by him here? He's going to make a move. He does, outside. Not sure if that's the best move in terms of a pass. The corners will switch around. Outside will become inside. And Verstappen and Bottas gonna make contact. We're going maybe 3 wide here. No, but there we go. It's too narrow for 3 wide. Ooh, Verstappen makes a little contact. Let's go back here so we can do anything special. That corner's not wide enough for 3 wide.
New strategy is about.
Yeah, that corner's definitely not wide enough for 3 wide. Definitely tried though. I don't know, did Verstappen even get damage there? I don't even know. He might have. Full move time! You bet so. And we're in the lead of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. That was a wild sequence of events. Going 3 wide through the very tight sections of the track. Just driving the race of my life right now in a car that's well above where it should be. I actually made contact with Bottas there. Let me see what happened. Because I completely missed that section there. As Bottas was coming up the inside, I got scared. Made a little contact there, and I thought I was going in the wall here, but I managed to keep it straight and out of the wall. But I feel like we're going to get swamped here by pretty much everybody. Bottas making a move, Perez making a move, Hamilton making moves, Verstappen. Here comes Vettel in the Alpha. Oh, everyone's going crazy right now.
Pit window, you'll be on the mediums.
That was wild. That was wild. Look at this madness.
Ooh, check.
That wasn't good. Everyone is pretty much getting in the mix at this point.
Okay, keep on him. He might make a mistake.
Sebastian Vettel's getting up there in the Aston Martin. This is crazy stuff right now. Gonna make a move on Bottas into turn 3. We got it. Back to the point.
Yes, great job, great job. Excellent work. First place now, P1.
The intensity is just turned up several notches. And it's just mainly due to the fact that I'm in a slower car. I'm basically bottlenecking everyone up, even though... Or I guess bottlenecking everyone down the main straight, even though I have the pace pretty much everywhere else. I wonder what's going to happen with Hamilton, because he is not within the DRS of Max Verstappen. So I think there's a potential for Hamilton to get swamped, but then again, he's also sort of broken away from Sebastian Vettel a little bit. So he might be okay. We just go wild with Bottas right now. Verstappen's going to be challenging Bottas, and they're both going to be challenging me down the main straight. Stick it in the middle of the racetrack. The meat of the sandwich, they go 3 wide. We're going to dive down into turn 1. Squeeze them out. Maintain the lead somehow, some way. Oh my gosh. Trying to fend off all these maniacs behind me. What could be an improbable win in our 4th ever race for this team, this brand new team.
Gap to teammate behind is 15.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in 21st. The time last lap was
Aw, that's not good.
1:47.3.
Juan Yu has dropped all the way back to last place. Meanwhile, Bottas has caught up to me pretty quickly. He's gonna make a move. Hamilton and Verstappen are going to be fighting for third here momentarily. Oh, Bottas dives into the pits.
Push now. We're boxing this lap.
Wonder what tires they're going for. I was curious if those guys were going to stop. Evidently, they've decided to stop, and they're going for mediums, which is interesting. Because I think I can go to the end of the race without having to stop again. I have the pace on the tires. The tires are not that bad, as Hamilton absolutely got swamped by both Vettel and Sergio Perez. Pretty sure Perez got by Hamilton here. They're side by side. Okay, fair enough. Let's go back into the pit lane, see who's doing what. Oh no, Max Verstappen had a front wing change. Oh, that's awful. He must have had damage. Did Bottas also have to have wing damage repaired? I don't know. I have to look. No, he did not, but he did get held up in the pit lane. So he did lose time. The point is, everyone here is going for mediums. I think I could make an argument to go to soft tires here and beat the fastest car on the track.
Guan Yu is in the pits. Guan Yu in the pits.
And I think I can use that to my advantage in the final stages of this race. You know, Hamilton and Perez are battling back and forth for P3, which is enabling Sebastian Vettel to get away from both of them.
Okay, we can take you this lap. Roger that. Soft tyres at the next pit stop.
Now, of course, because it started in this race started in wet weather conditions, I can put on whatever tires I want. So I think these teams have really screwed the pooch here. 'Cause I'm going to go soft tire and go to the end of the race. At a blistering pace.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
Vettel follows me in, as does Hamilton, as does Perez and Sainz, as does everyone else behind us, pretty much.
Complete. Go now. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
So Bottas is still the leader, but Lando Norris has moved up to second, and
We're
meanwhile,
approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Yuki Tsunoda has gone up to P4, and Lance Stroll is up to P5. So the people who stopped first have gained a huge advantage in this race. Hamilton was going side by side with Lance Stroll here. issue for Hamilton is that he's not... Oh, I thought he was going to have DRS. I guess Stroll doesn't have DRS. So let's see what we can do on soft tires against these guys on mediums. Man, Yuki Tsunoda doing an excellent job. The Zapatari guys called the strategy perfect for him. He's up to P4. Now my goal is to stay within DRS range of Lando Norris, which I have done. So I'm trying to see where is Max Verstappen? He is in P11. So he's got some work to do if he even wants to score any points in this race. They're right up the back of Lando Norris. He has no DRS, we do, so we should be able to pass him pretty easily here. The outside, turn 3. Oh, contact! Norris is around!
Green flag.
And I think I've created a huge traffic jam. Not intentionally. Yeah, that's not good. We don't want that. That was a weird one, because I thought I gave Norris plenty of room the first time. But I guess I didn't.
Great maneuver. You made it look easy.
Purple Sector 1, we're on pace to set the
There's
fastest
been an
lap of the race.
incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful. Bottas is ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 1.0 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 1 lap old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 42.7.
Norris looking for a pass for third, or for second. Stick right behind him.
Box. We're coming in this lap.
Fortunately, did not get the
We're
fastest
leading
lap
our
there.
teammate by 22.6 seconds.
See if Lando could do anything and catch Valtteri Bottas. It'd be crazy if Lando Norris managed to win this race. starting to separate a little bit out front here. Well, leave Norris is going to have DRS, so that's going to help him catch Valtteri. Oh, look at the race director. Where's Verstappen? He is still in P11. He has not moved up anything from where he ended up.
Front is a second a lap faster, 1 second.
So Lando Norris sets the fastest up the Grand Prix. Lando Norris can win this race, I'm telling you. He is right there. He and Valtteri are going to be going back and forth for this win once they get DRS. Because Norris is going to pass him, but then I don't think Norris is going to be able to get away from Valtteri that much. Meanwhile, we're still singing P3. 2.8 seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton. I think it's going to be to see how much time we lose from down the straight, and it's pretty significant. Norris will have DRS on Bottas again. He's very close. He's right there. He just has to find the right place and time to make his move.
Our gap to the car in front is 3.2 seconds.
Hit the wall a little bit. Just to recap the top 10, Bottas, Norris, myself, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Perez, Stroll, Leclerc, Vettel, and Verstappen, who has finally gotten into the top 10, which is important for him because he's 6 points ahead of Hamilton in the championship coming in, and any points he can gain back will be crucial considering Hamilton is sitting at P4 right now. So if things finish where they are, Hamilton would get 12, Verstappen would get 1, Hamilton would take the lead by 5 points. As we head to Canada, I want to say, is the next race? Yep, saving up my ERS for this defense against Hamilton, which I know is going to be coming here very shortly. Whoa! Something happened there. I just did not take that one section right, and it just threw me off. It's 5. We're gonna
focus. We need to stay
get back by him. Defend for the moment. And Norris, I think Norris has taken the lead at the Grand Prix. He and Bottas are going side by side. They got side by side going down the front stretch. Down into turn 1. Go on, Lando. Now I think Bottas might get the lead because he's got the DRS. So Bottas might hold on to that spot for now. But Norris is still there.
The gap to the car ahead is 4.1 seconds.
We're going to defend this podium with our life if we have to. Defend it with our lives. Whatever, you know what I mean. Hamilton looking to make the same move that Ricciardo did. Goes to the outside instead.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
And that did not work out well. I was waiting to make the move to the inside, but I just misjudged it. Here we go, that's better. Ooh! Let's see if we can make that pass a little bit more cleanly. Ooh, jeez, Hamilton. What are you doing? Here comes Hamilton.
Tyre condition is still looking good.
Makes the pass. 2 laps to go. We're going to dive back to the inside. And oh, I made a terrible mistake. I turned in a little too much to the left going into turn 1. So try it again. Shove him off, but we're still good. This battling between me and Hamilton has allowed Perez and Tsunoda to sort of slowly get back into the picture here. I think I might have scraped the wall a little bit coming out of, I guess that's turn 4. Compromise my speed a little bit, but at least I make the turn. Oh, and Norris has fallen off a little bit from Bottas. He's now not as close as he was. Hamilton tried to make the Ricciardo move again. I held him off. No, sir. I'm not trying that again.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Oh, jeez, Hamilton, you're gonna kill me. You're gonna send me straight into the pit wall. Here comes Sergio Perez in the Red Bull.
This is your final lap of the race.
Well, Verstappen looks like he's managed to get back up to P8, I want to say. You know, Lando Norris, he's actually gotten back by Bottas for the race lead, but I don't think that's going to bode too well for Norris. I think he made his move a little too early. Bottas, I think Bottas is going to take it here. Because I completely mess up that corner. Fighting for our first podium in our 4th race.
Gap to car in front is 9.5 seconds.
Going to be an interesting dash to the finish because Perez and Tsunoda are all in DRS range now.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Let's see if we can hold on for this podium. Meanwhile, let's see what's going on up front. Is Norris going to hold on? Bottas is coming. He's going to get there, but Lando's going to do it. Lando Norris is going to win the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And the podium, the final place, is going to be contested right here. It's going to be 3 wide, going to be 4 wide to the line.
Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
Oh, I broke too late, didn't I? Oh, I broke too late at the finish.
What a
Oh,
fantastic
God.
Grand Prix that was, and an excellent win for McLaren. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before
Oh,
the
I
safety car
might have
came
gotten
out,
it, I don't
but
know.
They were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched
Oh,
up.
God. Did I score this podium? It's not even telling me.
Our winning drivers
Yes,
are on their
I
way to
did.
the podium
Oh,
right
thank God.
now.
I would've
It's been a fantastic race
hated
for
myself
McLaren,
for
that's
screwing
sure.
up that
And no doubt they'll be
ending.
celebrating tonight.
First podium finish, and Lando Norris wins his first Grand Prix in dramatic fashion. McLaren's first win in almost a decade. Unbelievable drive from Lando to get up to the front. Incredible result for the team.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
I think it has to be Fernando Alonso. He got the strategy spot on and consistently had the pace to come through as well.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, AlphaTauri's strong weekend allows them to continue their march up the table. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
So, double misfortune for, or not double misfortune, a tale of two races for McLaren. Ricardo crashes out, finishes last. But on the other end, Lando Norris wins the race. Full 26 points. Bottas and myself at the podium. Then Perez and Tsunoda did get Hamilton at the line in a 4-wide finish for the podium almost. Then Sebastian Vettel gets 7th, Max Verstappen gets 8th, Lance Stroll gets 9th, and Charles Leclerc gets 10th. We have to see the highlight of that. We have to see that podium finish there. We need to see. Hopefully that's included in the highlights. Yeah, look at this insanity. After a couple laps after the restart, myself and Hamilton and Perez and Sainz and Vettel and Norris. Norris was all the way back in P8 at this point. Look at him. He's all the way back there, and through that pit stop sequence, he jumped all of us, got to Bottas, and in the end, that's what won him the Grand Prix. His team put him in position, he pitted at the right time, and it just all worked out for him in the end. Fight for the lead. Come on, let's get into the finish. Alright, here we go. Trying to figure out where the start line is. Okay, so it's a little bit further up the track. Just a little bit. Let's try here. A little bit further forward. A little bit further back. A little bit further back. Actually, that's pretty good. That does a good job capturing where everyone sort of came across the line there. Excuse me while I take some photographs of that finish. Well, there you go. That's how close it was for the podium. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable that we managed to get that. But we will look at the standings. So with that result, Alpine. So the real race is for 4th, I think, in the constructors' championship for us. Well, I actually would have said 5th, but we got a podium, so we are ahead of Ferrari. But with Guan Yu Zhou still not up to snuff, it's going to take I think that's not going to be staying that way for a while. So I think our objective is going to be 5th in the constructor standings. But it's still very tight, because Alpine, Alfa Romeo did not score in this race, whereas AlphaTauri got big points, Aston Martin got double points, and Ferrari only got 1. So it's, Ferrari's been sort of engulfed into this fight. Driver standings wise, very close at the top. Max Verstappen leads, only 1 point ahead of Lewis Hamilton. He managed to finish P7, I want to say, which kept him in front of Lewis for another race. Bottas with that 2nd place finish could have been a win. If Bottas would have won, he would have taken the lead, but he finished 2nd. So he's in 3rd, only 3 points out of the lead. And then Lando Norris with that win, he's only 24 points out of the lead. And jumps Sergio Perez. So there you go. Lot of wild things happening in that race. Man, oh man, what a race that was. What a race that was. Again, our Baku pace showed up for us again, at least once we got into the dry. So he beat Kimi Räikkönen in almost every facet. Tied him in some others. 1,400 acclaim, which I'll gladly take. Cash, 264K from the associate sponsor. A little bit of damage deduction, unfortunately, for both of us. Up to 2.1 million. Now we have to take care of everything else before the next race, which is Canada, but I don't know how far in advance that is. There's some things before we... Yeah, it's not a short period. It's a short period of time, unfortunately. So we can't do a ton of stuff. Activities. This actually works out for us. So, we're going to do a podium celebration party, which will boost the morale of everyone in the team, which is good. And then we'll do some second driver external training, which should help Guan Yu Zhou's focus. He's got no problems there. And I don't think there's anything else we can do. I think I'll take a gamble, because I don't have a ton of money. I think what I'll do is I will do upgrading the quality control on the powertrain department. So I gotta start spending money on some of these. So I think I will do that. I think they'll come in after Canada.
We had a major issue on the production line earlier this week, so the entire development package for this weekend has failed. Any redevelopments will need to be ordered from the R&D screen.
Oh, what failed? Oh, gosh darn it. And we don't have the resource points to take care of it, which is lovely. Absolutely lovely. I was gonna check something. Drivers. His focus, Squander's focus isn't that good right now. Or his focus is not that strong at the moment. Wish I could do some more driver training, but short stint between races. Yeah, so I guess that's how it goes. So the next race will be Canada for the Canadian Grand Prix. So hope you enjoyed watching the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. See you next time.